food. Did you ever wonder how it got its name? How all these different types of food that we eat, how did they name it? I mean, how did they figure out what to call these things? You know, they had a meeting a long time ago. All the people from the whole place got together and said, let's get together and just name all this stuff that we have. Get a name for it. So they came down there. One guy walked to the meeting and said, you know, I found this big purple thing growing in my yard. It's some kind of weird-looking plant, but it looks like an egg. What should we call this thing? Well, let's call it an eggplant. All right, well, that'll work. Who's next? Yeah, well, I got this thing out there, and it's a big yellow fruit. It's citrus, and it looks like a grape. You know those yellow grapes? What should we call it? Let's call it a grapefruit. Okay, well, that'll work. Who's next? Okay, well, I found this thing growing out there, and it looked kind of good. You know, I want to name it after my wife. Well, what's your wife's name, Mr. Bega? Her name's Ruta. Ruta Bega. All right, well, we'll call those Ruta Begas. Who's next? Yeah, well, I know that nobody here likes me, and I don't care, because I don't like you guys either. But I found this thing out there growing, I started eating it. It got caught in my throat, and I almost choked. Well, as mean as you are, you ought to choke. Hey, let's call them artichokes. Okay, who's next? What's that you have there, sir, that big green melon thing? What is that? I don't know, but it feels like it's full of water. Okay, but we'll call those watermelons. And you, Tom. Tom, you've been working on that little red fruit thing that you've been working on. What do you call those things, Tom? Let's call them tomatoes. Well, Tom, since you're the one who created it, we'll call them tomatoes. Who's next? Mr. Lima, you had some beans that you wanted to show us, but you got in a fight with that guy and punched him in the eye because he wanted to call his beans peas. What guy? The guy there with the black eye and the peas. Who's next? Oh, what's that you got there? Well, I don't know. It's a citrus fruit. It looks kind of like a grapefruit, but it's smaller and it's orange. Hey, let's call it an orange. Who's next? Herb. Herb, you in the back. Herb, you said that your family's been growing these things and wanted to find names for them. Will you show them to us, Herb? Yeah, well, this is my wife, Rosemary, and that's what she's been growing. This is my daughter, Parsley. She's been growing these things. And, these are twins, Mara and Juana. And Rosemary steps up and says, you know, actually, Mara and Juana are not herbs.